Hey guys, so I am late with the recap of each week, and also I'm late with reading the book in time because so much happened over the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I just realized today that I posted the last video exactly 3 weeks ago, and I thought it was like 2 weeks ago. So basically, I'm reading week four. No, I just finished week four, and I'm starting week five. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm late, but it doesn't matter because so many things are happening, and it's like part of the process to, anyways, have your own timing, I guess. And I was preparing for a performance that I performed for TV in San Marino because I was part of the semi-finalists of the program Una Voce per San Marino, which is actually the selection for the Eurovision contestants who would represent San Marino at Eurovision. So I was amongst the 180 semi-finalists. It was a crazy experience. I actually shot videos in Italy, so that's also why I was planning on posting those videos, but I think I'm gonna post them later. I'm gonna make some content for social media, TikTok, Instagram, and for my community, for my fans. So yeah, a lot of things happened. It was a crazy experience to perform for TV. I loved it. I loved performing for the cameras. I can't wait to post the performance. I'm gonna post it on my YouTube channel. I don't know yet when, maybe at the end of the week or a bit later. Yeah, so basically, I'm like thinking to release the first single of the album pretty soon because I feel like this is like a good opportunity to actually release the song that I performed, even though it wasn't supposed to be the first single and all that. But yeah, a lot of like questions right now. I have to say also like the past few weeks have been time has just gone so quickly. I I'm doing a lot. I recorded a new song with Ariel and Layden, and I think this song might end up being on the album as well. I'd like to find um, a single deal with a label to release one single, and that would be like that song. So I'm actually gonna start looking for that as soon as the song is ready, because we still need to record a little part, like an outro, a guitar solo. And that song is called Parallel Dimension, and we wrote it with Ariel in October or November. And I'm just addicted to that song. So that's also why the past week I started to think, okay, maybe I could actually use this song as a first single release that wouldn't be on my album. And then the more I listened to it, I realized it could have a place on the album. I worked on the track list of the album the past 2-3 weeks. I'm listening to it a lot in different order, struggling to find like the perfect order because every song has like this banger potential. It's kind of like every song could be a single. So we have a few album track on the album, but it feels more like every song has its own personality, and I'm struggling a little bit to find like the right order that I want people to discover the album in. And yeah, I mean, so I had to listen to the album so many times in a different order, and I honestly like was at that point also where I can't really hear the album anymore. But this happens every time I have a project that I work on for a very long time. There's always that moment where I start to not enjoy the art itself because I've heard it too much or I've seen it too many times. So it's weird because then I have to be pragmatic. I have to be like, okay, like I have to imagine this isn't my music, and like I have to be like, okay, what order would I want to like listen to that album in? It's as if you were trying to make the perfect playlist for someone, but just also knowing that it's like, okay, once it's in that order, like I have all this time to like figure out the perfect order, so that um, so that it's then stays this way forever, you know. I mean, people can also like, once it's out, people can like change the order, of course. And I also think like most people wouldn't listen to the album in its entire um like the entire album. Like they would probably like pick up like their favorite songs and just add it to their playlist. But I personally like listen to albums. I love listening to albums, and I feel like the track list is one of the most important aspect that makes you want to listen to the album again once it's done, like, you know. And not as many albums manage not as many artists manage to do that with their albums anymore. um, and so yeah, the songs, like it's very like single oriented, like this is gonna be like my most mainstream album, but it's not mainstream in a negative way. It's actually like more, this is my most out there project till now, and I'm very excited about it. I think it sounds great. I can't wait for you guys to hear like the songs. Um, and these songs are really meant to be played live. Like they're really like bangers to perform. Like for people to go crazy. And I'm really like serving the pop fantasy to my fans, because I'm a fan of pop and I'm a fan of pop culture, and I'm bringing like my pop culture to you. But anyways, about the book, I know that I'm like actually supposed to do like this little recap at the end of every week. And so week 4, which I'm like recapping today, like 3 weeks later. It took me like 3 weeks to do week 4 in the end. Week 4 is about finding back a feeling of integrity. That's like the name of the chapter. And I found it really interesting. Like I didn't do all the exercises. Like I have to be like more steady with the exercises, because I wasn't a good school pupil. Like I wasn't ever like really doing my homeworks, and I feel like this is also showing in this work. But yeah, basically there's always like this little page at the end of the week of the chapter called the control of the week, or I mean that's the name in French, but I think it's kind of like the recap of like, have you done. So question 1 is like, how many times this week have you wrote your morning pages? And I wrote them every single day. Like actually I have this app that counts the days, and I think it's been like 54 days that I'm writing every single morning. And only a few days ago um, I wrote the pages in the evening, because somehow like the past few days I've been struggling to write in the morning. I don't it's like I'm trying to avoid it. And that's also something she talks about in the book, that like there will be times where you just are going to try to avoid. And I wonder if it's like, do I want to avoid what I feel right now? Because I'm like probably I'm very like career focused at the moment, like more than socially, or more than, I feel like all I want to do is like be in the studio, record, plan the release, find a label. I'm writing down like every time I find a media that I'm like thinking would be interested to contact for my next release, my next song, my next whatever. I'm like writing it down. I have like this little note on my phone with like all the medias that I want to contact. And yeah, so maybe that's why like maybe I'm kind of like I feel like the past week maybe I was kind of like not feeling, but more like work mode, which is like something I love. And I feel like so it was a lot of work and then a lot of like resting, watching a series. I started to watch Severance like beginning of last week and I just like finished it. I can't wait for the next episode. Like this show is so good. And what else? And also doing a lot of yoga. I've been doing sports. It's like sports work. I mean, I've met with friends, but I don't feel super social at the moment. I'm like, I feel very like, yeah, just in touch with my inner artist, which is like what I want right now, and I love it. I really enjoy that. Then it says, have you taken your, like question 2 is, have you taken your meeting with the artist? I have. I went to the theater a week ago. It was actually on Wednesday. I went to see a theater piece from a guy I met during the week who told me he was in this piece and he told me about it. I was like, okay, I'll just book a ticket because I would love to do that like once a week, to go to the theater and see like a performance. I didn't like the performance. I didn't like it. It was annoying actually. The name of the piece was called Methods, and it was about like method acting and how far can people go, and basically they like end up killing the people in the piece. And I mean, there was something very camp about the piece, and I think it was good. Like, I don't think it was a bad piece, but I was just like, there were like really good elements. For example, the stage design was amazing. It was happening in a vessel. Basically, it happens on set of shooting a movie, and so they're like shooting things in this studio vessel which is closed, so you can see inside, but you see like all the cameras that show on a big screen above the stage of them playing inside the vessel and then coming out of it whenever they cut the sequence. So that was interesting. There were like really interesting parts of it, but the acting was very over the top, and but it was interesting. I'm glad I went. And then question 3 is like, have you felt any synchronization this week? I don't know how they call it in English, synchrony in French. And which were there? Which were them there? Them. Anyways. I wanted to find, I was thinking I need like a little coffee table for my couch. Literally the next day I found one on the street, and also my kitchen table was terrible. Like the wood was getting really bad, and it's been like 2 years I had it, and I've always wanted to like remake it, but I never really took the time. And I was really like thinking, okay, I need to like figure something out. Either like I find another table, and literally the next day on my way to a friend's place, I found this beautiful kitchen table. Also like same size as mine. The wood is like in really good condition. So that was like some synchrony happening here. Then, has there been any other problems this week which you would consider significant for your reconquest? I'm like literally translating from French. Yeah, I have. I guess I was talking about them earlier. Like, I guess they were like not really wanting to write the morning pages for some reason. And the only day I wrote them in the evening, I actually felt kind of irritated during the day. So I think this makes sense. Like, I have to write them in the morning because then they make me have like a better day. But yeah, beside that, I'm like, I guess I'm trying to figure out what am I gonna do. Like, am I releasing the song now? Am I waiting? Like, kind of things where only me can decide, but because initially I want to have a label before releasing any of the new music. And the only song I wanted to release before the album now was Parallel Dimension, which would be still like I want to find like a label deal for one song, like one single deal. So yeah, honestly, I don't know if you guys will like be interested in like hearing me talking about all of that, because it's very like work oriented and very, it's like my career, like it's the stuff I'm dealing with um in my everyday life, I guess. So yeah, anyways, like work wise, like project wise, I'm very happy with what's happening, because I like met this, I'm like gonna work with these people for the music videos and for the visuals of the album, and I'm very excited about it. Like I'll tell you more another time, I guess, but yeah, I'm excited about it. So that was like the recap of like these past 3 intense weeks where I've been like, I got the news for San Marino. I had like 10 days to prepare the performance, get the outfits, book the tickets, book the hotels, all of that. Then I left to San Marino. It was a whole trip journey. It was amazing. It was so good to be in Italy for 4 days. And then after that, I came back and I went directly, like a few days after, in the studio to record the song. And then the day after, I had a meeting with this artist for the visuals. And then I had another studio session a few days ago. So that's also why I haven't really like taken the time to like record that video, but here I am. And I'm gonna post it now. So hope you guys are good, and let me know in the comments like if you have questions about the things I'm talking about, like because maybe there are things like you're not understanding, like where you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? So let's make this a conversation, and like tell me what you want to know also, like of what I've been doing, blah blah blah. Wishing you guys a good day. My hair is a mess, and I'll see you in the next video, like hopefully next week. I'm gonna really try to like get keen on like posting next week, next Wednesday. Bye bye.